Hi everyone, my name is Renee. I'm an agent and investor in Michigan, and today I want to talk about shared housing, or you could call it co-living, and what kind of zoning is required for that. Now, this is a pretty important topic because it can burn you if you don't look into it at all and you're not aware of the risks that you're taking on. So, shared living or shared housing or co-living is basically when unrelated persons are living together, kind of like a rent by the room situation, but in a nicer property, and it has more management, not really like a boarding house or anything. So what I found is that multifamily zoning and commercial zoning are the safest. They already kind of are approved for a multitude of different uses. Again, look at the master plan to make sure, but most of them are pretty flexible on what you can do there. Now, the hardest houses, of course, you don't want HOAs when you're doing shared housing or co-living, because HOAs can do anything they want. They can impose any rules based on what the majority votes, and you have to just deal with it or sell. But after that, if you don't have an HOA house, that's even better. If you have a single family zoning and you're wondering if you can do co-living, there's a couple different steps you can take. So I highly suggest you go on to either the municipality or city or township's site and a website and look at their master plan. It's a document usually everyone has already uploaded online nowadays, and I would look both at the visual, and there's a key for the visual telling you what that property is zoned as, and then there's also a lot of writing that you have to sift through to see what each of the zones means and how to interpret those. Sometimes it's vague and sometimes it's very specific, depending on if the city's big or if it's just a small little township. After you guys check online at the zoning documents, the master plan, I would also double check with the zoning department. So I would call and just kind of ask either general questions about the property, or if it's such an important piece, like you're ready to put an offer in, you can state the address. Just be careful giving out the address because they might be hyper aware now on what you're trying to do with it. For example, I called on one that has 15 bedrooms and 4.5, 5 bathrooms, and they already know that people wanted to do something other than just a single family rental, but it's only zoned single family residential. So we're having trouble with that one, trying to get the master planner to kind of adjust his stance on what is allowed there. But I really would suggest double checking everything with the zoning department. So you could, again, keep it really general. Don't give an address. Just say, what's your general rule on rentals? Do you allow more than 2 or 3 or 4 unrelated adults to be living together? Or, what's the standard for rentals in this city or township? After you guys talk to someone, call the zoning department and talk to them verbally. You can ask for a variance. You can also ask for a special use permit depending on what that area calls it. Everyone's kind of different. Again, I'm in Michigan. I don't know what everyone does outside of Michigan, but this is what I found because I've talked to quite a few zoning departments. So a variance might require you to get a lawyer and fill out a permit and go in front of like the city council or township meeting and get permission to use a property in a different way. It could just be a quick sign off by the zoning department like I've experienced in another house, and that would be awesome too. That's faster. But just know, if it's really important to you to get this changed appropriately, then you might want to talk to a lawyer and at least consult him or her before you actually fill out the application and submit it and go in front of the city council or the township. So those are just some suggestions I can give. It took me months to kind of realize all this, and it's a slow learning process, but I wanted to give it to you in a quicker format. So good luck with your zoning. Hopefully everything goes good and you're successful. Have a good year. Bye-bye.